So, before going ahead with podcast conversations, I wanted to introduce you to our listeners. So, let me give a quick intro about you. Okay. So, it's a great pleasure to welcome a visionary tech leader with 14 plus years in the UAE, known for architecture, scalable, data first ecosystems. From driving 15x team growth for a global exhibitions firm to launching a fully automated federal IT setup. His impact spans industries, a true digital transformation catalyst and marathoner. He is the former head of IT at DarGlobal UAE. So, when you're talking about the product analysis, strategies, and the value of the technology that you're going to have it in the digital transformation for the real estate, so what are the challenges or obstacles that you have faced uh, while transforming the digital strategies or any other technologies used for this real estate?
Okay. Look, rolling out digital strategies is never going to be a straight path. It never was and it never will be.
And also for lasting longer and make your own benchmark by the quote you stated in the conversation we had about the earlier question.
Mhm.
So in this real estate, what are your thoughts on mission in this sector and how it is redefining, especially the digital transformation?
So, technology is fundamentally reshaping how real estate not only operates
Mm-hmm.
but also competes. And it's doing so at a pace that demands agility and foresight.
No, that wasn't long. No, it was perfectly apt for the answer. I mean, as the answer for the question. So when you're talking about the product analysis, strategies, and the value of the technology that you're going to have it in the digital transformation for the real estate. So what are the challenges or obstacles that you have faced uh, while transforming the digital strategies or any other technologies used for this real estate?
Okay. Look, rolling out digital strategies is never going to be a straight path. It never was and it never will be. It will always be similar to navigating a challenging marathon course with unexpected twists and hurdles. One of the reasons I like to run marathons in different countries is the course itself. If I keep doing the Dubai marathon year after year or the Ras Al Khaimah half marathon year after year, the course itself becomes predictable, and the fun of the whole race is kind of killed by the predictability. The challenge is in the unpredictability. So over the years, especially within the real estate sector in the UAE, I've seen several key obstacles that can, if I may say so, trip up even the most well-intentioned initiatives. I've spoken about the right intent several times in the course of this conversation, and yet there can be some key obstacles that can trip up even the most well-intentioned initiatives. So, first and foremost is resistance to change. Now, this is not unique to UAE and real estate. Uh, uh, Generally, there would be resistance to change. Technology alone doesn't drive transformation, people do. If the mindset of the people is not for the change that the tech is trying to push through with an intent, then there's never going to be a successful rollout of the technology. Without aligning the right intent and getting a very, I say, quote unquote, genuine buy in, both from the leadership and the frontline teams, even the most brilliant digital solutions can end up underutilized or sometimes completely ignored. And it again reminds me of that brilliant quote that says, a powerful playbook in the wrong hands is just a piece of paper. Then another big challenge is process misalignment. My favorite word, by now, is process, without clearly defined and, I insist, co-created processes. Technology can become a noisy bottleneck rather than, say, silent partner. I always emphasize hiring problem solvers, not box tickers, so that the teams actually collaborate and co-build processes that work for everyone. Very often, the frontline guys get ignored. The technology, the strategy is kind of pushed top down, and it doesn't work because you've got to take into account the experiences and the needs of your the foot soldiers, if I may say so. So uh, you cannot impose those systems top down. The other big aspect is data quality and integration, which often present major hurdles too. In the real estate, there are multiple stakeholders, as I was mentioning earlier. There are developers, there are brokers, there are property managers, there are buyers. And the data can be siloed, it can become inconsistent, sometimes it can become incomplete. So, without clean, unified data, and in the contemporary times, cloud first modular solutions, scaling digital strategies is like trying to run a marathon in the wrong shoes. It will not only slow you down, but you risk major injuries possibly. Uh, and lastly, I would say unrealistic expectations can create pressures that leads to burnout or poor decisions. So, you need sustainable pacing, automating the mundane so that you can humanize what matters. A clear vision of the why behind every initiative. I can't recall who, but I think it was Mark Twain who once very famously said that there are two very important milestones in anyone's life. One is the day you were born, and the other one is the day you find out the why of your own life. So, that why behind every initiative is the key element. So addressing these obstacles takes intentional leadership. It needs a very open communication and a very deep understanding that technology is only as good as the culture that a business thrives on and the processes that support it. When you get these elements right, digital strategies don't just roll out, but they thrive and in turn fuel exponential growth. So let me just kind of summarize these into bullet points. Change isn't about tech alone; it's about people and the purpose. Clean, integrated data is a foundation. Without it, scaling is a struggle. Is a struggle. And It's very important to hire problem solvers, who can co-create solutions. Um, when you focus on these, digital transformation moves from being a challenge to being a competitive advantage. Does that kind of summarize the whole purpose of the question?
Yes, yes, it does. So,
Lovely.
connecting to this question, I
Hmm.
want to ask another question to this. What do you think the future of prop tech, and do you have any eye on any particular technologies, any emerging technologies are there?
Yeah, of course. as real estate industry continues to evolve, and
Mm-hmm.
I speak to a lot of CIOs, not just in UAE and not just in real estate, across the globe and in various domains. And there is one underlying generalization, if I may say so, that most tech leaders agree on, is that real estate at the moment is an industry that has been least um, touched by technology. There could be there is potential for massive positive disruption if one takes it in the right sense. But two particular emerging technologies that I'm watching very closely and with a great sense of urgency is, and these are going to impact the UAE and the GCC particularly. One is the real estate tokenization, and the other one is the AI powered predictive analysis. So I'm keen and eagerly watching real estate tokenization is simply because it transforms property assets into digital tokens on the blockchain platforms. It enables fractional ownership. It becomes easier to transfer these assets. But apart from these obvious benefits, the key strategic benefit of the this innovation of tokenizing real estate is that it actually democratizes real estate investment, which is relatively nascent in UAE compared to a lot of regions in the world. And some companies have already demonstrated this in UAE, how tokenized properties can be sold rapidly. So on the one hand, it democratizes the real estate investment, as in even small investors can get into the industry. If I recall it right, in the UAE, with the tokenized real estate, one can now invest as low as 2,000 dirhams. So that's one benefit. The other one, on the other end, is imagine the potential of unlocking liquidity. If I have, if a small investor has something as little as 2,000 dirhams sitting spare for, let's say, 5 months, they can predict that I don't need this cash. They can actually invest it in a tokenized real estate and yet be very comfortable that for any unforeseen circumstances, if they need to liquidate, unlike real estate where liquidation can be weeks, if not months, the tokenized asset can be literally liquidated in real time. So for the industry, it unlocks massive liquidity. And by making the market accessible by a large sector or segment of population that currently cannot get into that. In a nutshell, it converts real estate into a tradable commodity. So that breaks a lot of the traditional barriers and opens up several avenues both for the investors as well as the businesses. So that's one technology that I'm very eagerly watching, and the other one is AI-powered predictive analytics. And that's because it basically leverages the data generated from tokenization and other sources, historical, economical, etc., to then forecast market trends. It can forecast property valuations. It can give investors very dependable, valuable insight into where to invest. It can give businesses um, very, very dependable data on the pricing strategies. If I look at some of my friends who have been investors in UAE real estate market for some time now, they always have this dilemma about whether to invest in an off plan or ready to use. Should I invest in an apartment? Should I invest in a villa? Should I go waterfront? Should I go a specific community? And all of these questions now can be answered by the AI-powered predictive analysis. As we all know, AI's ability to analyze complex patterns can ensure that businesses stay ahead of shifting demands and proactively seize some interesting opportunities. So together, these two technologies, that is tokenization and AI-powered predictive analysis, these two technologies can perfectly align the UAE's vision of digital innovation, enabling I would say, a more transparent, efficient, and very importantly, an inclusive real estate ecosystem.
I think up to this question also, what is the advice would you give the young professional aspiring to lead the digital transformation in real estate? What do you advise us?
See, digital transformation, whether in real estate or any other domain, but more so in the real estate domain, it's not just about adopting new technologies. The term digital transformation has become very, very lucid. It's become very slippery. And under that garb or cover, if I may say so, a lot of products and solutions are being pushed into enterprises. But it's not just about adopting new technologies, it's about reshaping how we think, how we operate, and what value do these transformations deliver to the business. So for professionals aspiring to lead digital transformation, I can list out some bullet points. First and foremost is start with a clear vision and strategy. Before diving into any technology, what is important is to define what the success of the implementation of any technology would look like. Understand the specific challenges that any business is facing currently, and then how digital tools can address them. This approach can ensure that technology adoption aligns with the business's goals and deliver tangible benefits. The other thing I would say is embracing a human-centric approach. While technology is a powerful enabler, the human element should remain central. The focus should be on enhancing user experiences. And when I say user, I don't necessarily mean the employees, I also mean the clients, because both sides get impacted by the technology, whether the good impact or the not so good impact, the well thought of impact or the not so well thought of impact. So the human aspect should take the center stage. Uh, Implementing AI and automation should streamline processes, but it should not replace the personal touch, particularly in the real estate, where trust and loyalty are very important given the substantially large ticket size of the transactions, of the investments. The human element that I'm talking about, one of the examples is somebody could be investing their life's savings into you, and you really don't want to do anything intentionally that could adversely impact that. I mean, I can go on and on, invest in continuous learning and adaptability. The digital landscape is ever evolving, fostering collaborations across departments. This is one of my favorites. Uh, just transforming departments is not going to help, because then you are going to build very, very coarse seam when data moves from one department to another. So collaboration between marketing, operations, finance, post sales is all critically important, and the orchestrator in this kind of scenario has to be the technology or the IT division. Some of the other Aspects that I can highlight are prioritizing data-driven decision making, leading by example, measure and communicate success. This is one of the key aspects because establishing clear metrics to evaluate the impact of digital initiatives is what will help the business make an informed decision whether to actually invest in the kind of technology that is being proposed. And that is very important because generally technology and IT are seen as cost centers, and unless we as tech leaders can help the C-suite visualize what the clear success metrics for the initiatives are going to look like, I think we are falling short. So, communicating what success will look like is most important. By focusing on these areas, aspiring leaders can effectively navigate the complexities of digital transformation generally, but particularly in real estate, driving innovation and positioning their organizations for future success. I hope upcoming leaders who are going to listen into these or this particular podcast find these inputs valuable.
Yes, yes, definitely. So I wanted to ask one last question. How do you see the UAE embracing PropTech, and what role do you envision for yourself in driving its implementation in the future?
Okay, again, I love this. How do you see UAE embracing prop tech?
Yes.
Uh, Having been here 17 plus years, I sometimes feel like taking the word prop tech out. UAE embracing tech is the most interesting element for me. But for the context of this podcast, we'll keep this restricted to prop tech. So the UAE is rapidly positioning itself as a, if I may say, global prop tech powerhouse, and rightfully so. With initiatives like Smart Dubai and the Dubai blockchain strategy, the country is not just adopting technology, it's creating an innovation ecosystem that actually pushes the boundaries of what's possible in real estate. It's almost futuristic. From AI powered property analytics, virtual reality tours, to blockchain enabled transactions, real estate tokenization, as I was mentioning earlier, the UAE is embracing a tech driven future that will enhance transparency. It will bring in a lot more efficiency and ultimately accessibility for all stakeholders. The government's proactive regulatory support and investment in digital infrastructure create a very fertile ground for PropTech startups and established players to co-thrive, positioning the UAE as a magnet for global innovation in real estate technology. Regulatory support and developing the infrastructure are key elements for any geography wanting to rapidly build on any kind of technological changes. And this is where the UAE is really, kind of leading the rest of the world by a huge margin. The adoption of PropTech here is not just about modernizing processes, but fundamentally transforming the customer journey, the investment landscape, and the asset management practices. It's one thing to digitally transform something that exists, but a completely different thing to rethink the whole thing ground up for the digital world. And that's where UAE is really, really leading thanks to in a large part thanks to its a visionary leadership, as we all know. And as for my role, I see myself as a catalyst, a guide in the transformation journey with over 17 years of experience driving digital strategies and a deep understanding of the UAE's unique real estate dynamics. I'm quite passionate about partnering with visionary organizations ready to scale intentionally. Even here, I bring a marathoner's mindset to the challenge. Balancing pace with endurance, technology with human-centric processes, and innovation with practical execution. So, whether it's leading enterprise-wide digital transformations or advising startups on scalable architectures or co-creating solutions that automate the mundane so the businesses can humanize what matters, my mission is to empower real estate businesses to unlock exponential growth and sustainable success.
So, yeah, thank you for the valuable insights, Mr. Jitesh. I learned personally a lot of things. Resist to change. We have to ask why behind all the thoughts, and also reshaping how you think and what you do. These are the most prominent things that even I learned in this conversation with you. It was very nice having you with us. So, for our listeners eager to dive deeper into the world of PropTech, stay tuned for more episodes of PropTech Mavericks. Thank you from House of Habitat. See you soon.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure sharing some of the insights, and I hope the listeners get some valuable inputs from this. Thank you very much.